Not too long ago, a friend reached out to me on LinkedIn, of all places, and said, hey, I've got some codes for some classic arcade games. Johnny Turbo sent me codes for Bad Dudes, Super Burger Time, and Sly Spy, Data East games from way back in the day, 80s games, that have been ported to the Switch with, I think, a tremendous amount of love and care and, quirks, because these games are classic games in terms of age, but they certainly aren't the best arcade games that were crafted in the 1980s. But I had some fun. The one that surprised me the most, I think, is Sly Spy, which is absolutely a love letter to the James Bond franchise, so much so that you fight bosses that are modeled very specifically on Odd Job and Jaws. And I don't remember this game. I never played it in the arcades before. You got all kinds of goons that you got to shoot. Sometimes you're underwater, so you're shooting at sharks. Sometimes you've got guys on jetpacks, and the very cool thing is sometimes they'll drop a jetpack and you can grab their jetpack and fly around like you're in the middle of Thunderball, which is kind of cool, the opening of Thunderball. It's certainly derivative of lots of those beat-em-up 2D scrolling experiences that we played in the past, but it was constantly engaging with new backgrounds and new variations on the themes. You get sequences where you're pulling up in your super fast sports car and stuff like that. Sly Spy is really cool, especially if you're an aficionado. If you like kitschy 80s arcade experiences and you like James Bond, I guarantee you're going to have a good time with that. I'd give Sly Spy an 8.5 as a Nintendo Switch collectible there. Now, Super Burger Time, you play this little chef and you're running around and you're being chased by all kinds of ingredients, and you got to run over all these burgers and squish them between patties and your buns, and you try to make as big of a burger as you can, get as many points as you can, and you can get to different stages. And there's two-player mode in this game as well, so you can pop off Joy-Cons and play together. It sounds insane. It sounds like somebody was on drugs when they came up with this, but I can't deny that it's fun. And it's kind of challenging and difficult because you get squished and trapped by all of these different ingredients. And it's just a bizarre, oddly compelling, still works in 2018 arcade experience. I would give Super Burger Time, even though it certainly doesn't hold up graphically at all, it's still kind of fun. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Now, Bad Dudes, that was, it's a Double Dragon derivative, clearly influenced by the beat-em-ups and the scrolling beat-em-ups that we played ad infinitum back in the day. My biggest issue with this, it's not that it's a poorly constructed experience in terms of visuals or, enemy types or anything like that. It's just that the tactility of punching just didn't feel like I was really connecting. And I think you'd probably want to be standing at a machine and tapping on real buttons to kind of get that. I played through it and I was like, okay, I played it. I don't think I need to play that again. So Bad Dudes, I think, is the least exciting of these three, but maybe you have fond remembrance of it and it's there in all of its glory. They've rendered a bunch of different screen sizes and variations and raster modes, so you can add the lines onto the screen if you want. You can squish it, you can stretch it, you can do quite a bit of stuff to it to kind of make it cool. I would give Bad Dudes probably a 6 out of 10. The one thing about these experiences too is that you can constantly drop quarters into the games and just keep continuing, so you're going to be able to see all of the content. And all of this material in these arcade games was engineered to try to get another quarter out of you as quickly as possible, so you have an inordinate amount of bad guys to deal with. It just doesn't feel fair, and they're constantly coming at you, so you're tapping the continue button, then drop the quarter button, and then you just plow through it. It is a trip, man, to be playing arcade games on an airplane and you pop the Joy-Cons off, and there's something that you could have plugged many quarters into and you can carry it everywhere with you. It's cool. I applaud this. Keep them coming, Johnny Turbo. This was fun. I dig these retro throwbacks. The Switch is clearly perfect to play lots of classic games, and I think we are going to get lots and lots and lots of classic games on this platform. But I dug these three. So 6 for Bad Dudes, 8 for Burger Time, and an 8.5 for Sly Spy.